This is no ordinary message. Its purpose is not to entertain you for a fleeting moment. You did not arrive here by a random click or an unconscious scroll. It is no accident that your eyes are on these words and your spirit is tuned to this frequency. This is a divine appointment. It was not a simple string of code or a clever algorithm that brought you here at this precise point in time. It was a celestial current, patiently seeking you out, a whisper from the Most High. If you are here, it is because heaven has orchestrated this moment to deliver a specific, urgent notification to your soul, not for the regrets of yesterday or the anxieties of tomorrow, but for the profound and decisive truth of the now. You are here because you have been called. Undoubtedly, you sense it, don't you? A subtle yet undeniable pressure mounting in the spiritual atmosphere, a deep shift in the fabric of reality that you struggle to put into words. A weight that most people around you are utterly unaware of, one that causes you to question your own perception. You know, deep down, instinctively, that something monumental, a world-altering event, is on the horizon. I assure you, what you are experiencing is not a descent into confusion or a figment of your imagination. This is the highest form of divine confirmation. You are not losing your mind. You are not detached from reality. And you are certainly not alone in this awareness. In fact, this feeling is the first sign that you are not ordinary. You have been specially set apart for a purpose the world cannot yet comprehend. The truth is, you carry an indelible mark upon your spirit, a divine signature that has distinguished you from the very beginning. This message was intentionally kept under a holy seal, hidden until the appointed moment came. That moment is now. Therefore, I implore you, listen not just with your ears, but with the deepest core of your spirit. This is not a mere set of words designed to temporarily console you. This is a divine transmission, a spiritual impartation, forged in the holy fire and delivered directly to you. However, it comes with a solemn warning. This knowledge cannot be allowed to remain stagnant within you. Once this message concludes, you will stand at a crossroads with only two paths ahead. You must either intentionally erase it from your consciousness, or become a conduit and move it forward to another chosen one. There is no passive middle ground, so take a deep center-focused breath. Silence the noise of the world around you and gather your spiritual attention, for this is an hour of profound acceptance. The eyes of heaven are upon you, watching and waiting for your deliberate response. If the frequency of this message resonates in the core of your being, acknowledge it. Press the like button, not as a frivolous gesture, but as a spiritual act that pushes this word toward another soul crying out in the desolate silence of their own life. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel, for this is a conduit through which heaven will continue to speak with clarity and power. Also comment with the number 99, the prophetic symbol representing divine alignment, and an urgent spiritual immediacy. Seeing this number is your confirmation that the time for passively ignoring the call is decisively over. Now let us advance into the heart of this revelation. Be extremely careful, for the words that follow are designed to shake the foundations of your self-perception and revolutionize the entire course of your life. Your calling was never a matter of chance or happenstance. You were not chosen because you achieved a certain level of spiritual perfection, excelled in an accomplishment, or gained favor through worldly popularity. No, the selection was made in eternity, before you drew your first breath, spoke your first word, or made your first mistake. Heaven wrote your name down for a sacred assignment long before it was aware of your earthly existence. This is the fundamental reason why you have always felt like an outsider, a stranger in a familiar land. This divine preselection explains that constant sense of difference, the feeling that there is a deeper, more authentic voice calling to you beneath the deafening noise of society. Perhaps for years you tried to silence that voice, to conform to the expectations of a normal life. You chased the goals and ambitions the world told you were important. Yet you realized that no conventional thing brought you lasting fulfillment or true peace. This was not a sign of your failure, but a testament to your divine design. Your soul was not built to withstand the fleeting approval of this temporary world. You were born with the unmistakable stamp of eternity upon your spirit, equipped for a higher purpose and a deeper connection that the material realm can never offer. It is absolutely crucial that you grasp this next truth. The relentless battles and hardships you have endured throughout your life were not a form of divine punishment. In fact, they were your preparation. They were the crucible where your character was forged and your spirit was purified. God was not trying to break you through these trials. He was meticulously building you into a spiritual warrior of the kind that would strike fear even into the heart of hell. The truth is, the enemy recognized your immense potential long before you did. He saw the unbridled fire of your destiny burning within you before you could even give it a name. This is why the spiritual attacks began so early and so fiercely in your life. Let this truth sink into the deepest recesses of your soul. You were never attacked because you were weak. You were attacked because you were profoundly dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. Every instance of rejection, every painful betrayal, every crushing season of loneliness, these were not acts of random misfortune. They were strategic acts of divine positioning. God was using these experiences to separate you, to protect you from compromising influences, and to consecrate you for a future sacred role. He was isolating you, insulating you, preparing you for the moment you would be fully ready to step into your assignment. And here is the breaking news. That moment is no longer in the future. That time is now. You have been marked by heaven. This spiritual marking is an invisible yet undeniable reality that no power can duplicate, steal, or erase. No demonic force has the authority to wipe out what God has sovereignly declared about your life. No lie of the enemy can abort the destiny God has written into your spiritual DNA. No delay, no matter how long or frustrating, has the power to destroy what God has divinely set for you. As was told to the prophet Jeremiah, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." He didn't just know you. He knew you intimately. Your voice, your heart, your deepest struggles, and your greatest strengths. He saw your entire timeline with all its flaws and triumphs and still declared, "I have chosen him." Therefore, the time has come to stop questioning your worthiness. You must stop endlessly wondering if you are finally ready for what is ahead of you. The real question was never about your readiness. It has always been about your response. Your feelings of inadequacy are insignificant in the face of a divine decree. Right now, he is speaking to you with a new intensity, a voice higher and clearer than ever before. In this critical season, silence is no longer a viable option. Remaining passive is a form of rejection. You must be wondering, what exactly is this call? Why now, after all the pain and preparation? Why this particular moment? Brace yourself, for the next revelation will expose what was hiding behind every delay, every heartbreak, and every spiritual skirmish you barely survived. Something profound is moving. You feel it in your bones even if you lack the words to explain it. It is as if the air itself has grown heavy, not with a sense of dread but with the tangible weight of prophecy. A sacred vibration is thrumming just beneath the surface of everyday reality. And while the world around you may appear to be operating as normal, you know with absolute certainty that nothing is normal anymore. Let me speak the unspoken truth. A monumental spiritual shift is underway. This is not just a change in the worldly atmosphere, but a complete recalibration of the celestial realms. Spiritual portals are opening, divine mandates are being distributed, and angelic armies are being mobilized. And in response, demonic forces are reacting with a frenzy of intensity. What you are perceiving is not your imagination running wild. The escalating chaos you witness in the world, the pervasive confusion clouding the minds of men, and the intense tension you feel in your own spirit are not a series of unconnected coincidences. This is the tangible proof of a spiritual collision. Something undeniably holy is making a deliberate invasion into enemy-held territory, and the kingdom of darkness is trembling as a result. This is happening because heaven is now activating its most hidden operators. Yes, that means you. It is not activating those with the largest platforms, the most prominent titles, or public recognition, but those who have been meticulously trained in the school of silence, forged in the fires of affliction, and purified through the painful process of rejection. You may have felt invisible to the world, but you were never forgotten by heaven. You were intentionally hidden but never overlooked. Your place was in the shadows, Because God trains his most effective and dangerous warriors in the shadows. The enemy sensed this imminent activation, which is why the pressure against you has intensified to an almost unbearable degree recently. This is why everything felt heavier, why your dreams were so vivid and intense, why your rest was constantly disturbed, and why the spiritual warfare has been subtle yet relentless. It is all because your moment of activation is incredibly close. This is more than a season of change. This is a complete spiritual recalibration at the highest level. God is actively rearranging spiritual authority in the earth. He is changing territorial boundaries, transferring sacred mantles, and reassigning divine power. In this critical hour, he is not seeking the loudest voice in the room or the most charismatic personality. He is seeking the most surrendered and most ready heart. If you have found yourself secretly weeping, fighting intense spiritual battles that no one knew about, and hungering insatiably for more of him and less of the world, then congratulations. This is not a sign of weakness or burnout. This is undeniable evidence that your soul is responding to the trumpet blast of heaven. You are officially being called to active duty. In this hour, there are specific assignments that only your unique history and divine preparation can successfully complete. There are oppressive atmospheres in families, workplaces, and communities that you were born to shift and demolish. There are demonic strongholds that have resisted all other efforts, but which will finally break when your voice is raised in simple, powerful obedience. This is why you cannot afford to quit now. You are too close to the breakthrough, perfectly aligned with heaven's timing, and too essential to the critical events that are about to unfold. This is not a motivational talk. This is a divine alarm. God is waking up warriors who have forgotten they were warriors. He is breathing new life into those who may have fallen asleep in their identity, but who have always remained alive in their destiny. When he speaks with this level of intention, mountains are moved, chains are broken, and the chosen rise from their slumber to take their rightful place. So I ask you a question, and I need you to answer me not with your mind or your mouth, but with the full attention of your spirit. Have you felt that undeniable spiritual pressure recently? That silent battle that rages when you are alone? That internal urgency that defies all logical explanation? This is your sign. The heavens are shifting, and the earth must now catch up. But here is the part that many people tragically miss. Every significant shift in the spirit realm requires a corresponding human response. Heaven will not accomplish its purposes through passive spectators. It only moves through surrendered vessels, through those who are willing to say, "Here I am, Lord, send me." Are you one of them? Are you ready to actually move the moment he says move? Even if there is no applause, even if no one sees or understands, and even if you do not know where he is leading you. Because the next door he wants to walk through, the next battle he wants to win, and the next victory he has set for you is not waiting on your skill, your resources, or your connections. It is waiting on one simple, unadorned thing: your unconditional yes. But before you give that yes, there is one more critical piece of information you must receive. Not every divine activation is a loud and public demonstration. In fact, the most powerful ones are often whispered in the dark and sealed in the sanctity of silence. What is coming for you will require far more than just spiritual fire and passion. It will demand a new level of secrecy, a dedication to holiness, and a radical obedience in the unseen places of your life. So take one more deep breath, fortify your spirit, because what is about to be unveiled is designed to separate the merely curious from the truly called. Stay right here. The revelation you have been waiting your entire life to hear is finally at hand. This is the moment everything changes. Not because of a temporary feeling or a rush of emotion, but because heaven has issued a direct command. This is an inspiration. This is an activation. You were not brought here to be comforted. You were brought here to be commissioned. It is imperative that you grasp this with absolute clarity. What you choose to do in the minutes and hours immediately following this message will directly determine what God can do through you in the coming season. Yes, you are being tested right now. This is not a test of your belief in his existence, but a test of your willingness to respond to his instruction. For months, perhaps years, you have prayed for clarity. You have desperately sought confirmation. You have been waiting for God to finally show you what is next. And now he speaks, not with the roar of thunder, but with the quiet certainty of a direct instruction. He doesn't need you to feel ready. He just needs you to move. This message is not motivational. It is military. You are officially being deployed into your divine purpose. The season of hiding is over. The season of doubting is over. The season of waiting for some perfect, idealized moment is past. There are no perfect moments in the kingdom of God. There are only appointed moments, and this moment is your appointed moment. The spiritual clock struck the exact second for this message to be released and for your soul to be fully awakened. Heaven does not move by chance. It moves with the intricate precision of a master clockmaker. This word did not reach you by accident or a day late. It arrived in the absolute fullness of time. God is giving you your next assignment now, but not in front of an applauding crowd or in a flash of public victory. He is dropping it into your hands in silence and stillness. You must understand that the most dangerous and strategic moves in the kingdom are always made with discretion. You do not need to announce to the world what you are carrying. You only need to obey the one who entrusted it to you. This is your mission. Not to be loud, but to be aligned. Not to be seen, but to be strategic. Not to be impressive, but to be obedient. The momentum of heaven is entirely behind you, but it cannot and will not override your rejection. God gave you free will because obedience is never forced. It is always chosen. Now ask yourself, will you remain inspired, or will you choose to act? This is not the moment to feel powerful. This is the moment to be obedient. You stand on the precipice of something eternal. You can either step across or remain behind, forever wondering what was on the other side. Listen before you move. Discern before you speak. Guard before you share. What you have just received is not a casual piece of information. It is not public knowledge. It is not for everyone. It is holy, and holy things are not shouted from the rooftops. They are guarded in the heart. God did not whisper this truth to your soul so that you could use it to impress others. He gave it to you because He trusted you. He trusted that you would value its sacredness. Cover it in prayer and run with it to the secret place instead of running to social media. Divine oil is not produced for public display. It is produced for the fulfillment of destiny. So hear me clearly. Do not expose your oil to those who have not gone through their own crushing process. Do not give the holy thing to those who are not spiritually ready to receive it. Do not cast your pearls before those who only know how to trample them underfoot. Guard this word. It is rare. It is weighty. It was custom-made for you and delivered directly to your spirit. It came with a profound responsibility and an invisible seal that says, "Handle with reverence." This is it, the final moment. The sacred threshold between knowing and moving. You were not meant to just hear this message. You were meant to respond to it. Heaven does not issue revelation for the sake of entertainment. It issues it for the sake of activation. The weight of responsibility is no longer on the word that was spoken. It is now entirely on your obedience. God entrusted this to you. Not the crowds, not the masses, but you. Why? Because He saw your deep hunger, your brokenness, your silent yes. When no one was watching or applauding, He saw how you kept praying when your world was collapsing. He saw how you didn't quit when the silence felt heavy and absolute. That is why this customized word was delivered directly to your spirit. But now the message is complete. The next move is not God's. It is yours. Your next level of purpose and anointing is not waiting on another prophetic word from someone else or a larger platform. It is waiting on your simple, unadorned obedience. There are doors in the spirit realm that will only open for those who obey in secret. You won't need a special key or a human connection. You will only need to be obedient when no one is watching. God is not measuring the greatness of your gift right now. He is measuring the depth of your surrender. He is not concerned with how well you can speak, but how quickly you will obey. Obedience is the oil. It is not the shout. It is not the stage. It is the secret yes that no one hears or applauds. This is not the season for hesitation or debate. Heaven is issuing assignments right now, and your every delay is a missed opportunity for divine purpose. The door is right in front of you. The handle is under your hand, but it will only turn in response to the sound of your obedience. This was not just a message. This was a divine transaction. Your spirit has been called, your soul has been marked, and your life will never be the same from this day forward. When God speaks with this kind of focused intensity, it is not to entertain, it is to awaken. You are not a casual observer. You are not a random person. You are not forgotten. You are a hidden weapon. You are a key, written to unlock something this world has never seen before. Now that this truth has touched the core of your being, you cannot go back to your old normal. The question is no longer whether you felt something. The question is, will you do something? Will you act like a chosen one? Will you walk like a called one? Will you obey as if eternity itself depended on it? Because it does. This is about your mission. If this word has ignited a holy fire in the depths of your soul, then make your declaration now. Comment below. I am chosen and I will obey. Write it. Declare it. Seal it in the spiritual realm. Let every dark power know that you heard the call, you received the instruction, and you are ready to move. Then stand up. Step into the holy silence. Walk with a new authority. Guard this word like a sacred flame, and be determined to obey even if it costs you everything. Because when a single chosen person rises in genuine obedience, the entire kingdom of darkness trembles. This world has no idea what is about to be unleashed through your simple, powerful yes. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your mission. You are chosen. You are ready. Now go. They will never see you coming, but heaven already has.